Yes, how many of you are zoned out? Everyone is zoned out, sorry. Fine. First of all, I want to ask you, how many of you have studied this subject? I mean, in the chapter 8. Okay. How many of yours basics is also not clear? Not even know the basics. Okay. Yes, we'll start. Yes. Ma'am, can you turn off the AC? Yes. Now I am in the other side. You are in the other side. Yes. Now we'll start. Is it cold? Yes. Chapter 8. Yesterday while teaching itself that AC hit me. Basics of differentiation. I will ask you a few questions. Based on that, you can answer me. Do you know the derivative of x? Dx by dx. So if you ask me, even I will write 5 by 5 is what? We will say that which is equal to 1. So even for dx by dx, we can say that it is equal to 1. But that time when I told you 5 by 5, I told it is randomly, we are not cancelling. It is like 5 raised to 1 minus 1. It is becoming 5 raised to 0. Then it is becoming what? 1. In the case of dx by dx, what is happening is, there is a general term for d by dx of x raised to n. Do you know that? D by dx of x raised to n? That is nothing but n x raised to n minus 1. That is the general way of writing derivative of x raised to any power with respect to, if we are derivating with respect to x. Now, if we are telling dx by dx, it is written as 1 into x raised to n value is how much here? Power is how much? 1 only. So 1 minus 1. That is nothing but 1 into x raised to 0, which is equal to 1. So similarly, d by dx of x raised to n is how much? N x raised to n minus 1. Now, what is derivative of x square then? 2 into x raised to 2 minus 1. That is how much? 2 into x raised to 1. 2x, or we will write it as 2x. Now, what if I ask you, what is d by dx of x raised to 11? 11 x raised to 10. Then, what is derivative of x raised to 1000? 1000 x raised to 999. That means whatever value we have in the power, we will write it first into x raised to 1 minus that value. Sorry, that value minus 1. Next one. What is d by dx of root x then?
1 by 2 x power 1 by minus 1.
So it will be, we can write it as d by dx of x raised to 1 by 2, right? So instead of n, who is sitting here? 1 by 2. So I will write 1 by 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1. That will become what? 1 by 2 into x raised to minus 1 by 2. That is nothing but 1 by 2 root x. Root x will be in the denominator because the power is having a negative value. So is this clear for everyone? If this much is clear itself, you have a chance to score 1 mark. Basic questions can be there from this, because last time also the question was something like this. What is the derivative of in x cube? Something like that. Random. One basic question was there also last time. Now here, one more thing I want to ask you. What is d by dx of e raised to x?
E raised to x.
Yes. E raised to x is our Gandhi. Not the Rahul Gandhi, our Gandhi. Even if we take the derivative, it will be same itself. Yes. Got the logic? D by dx of e raised to x is what? E raised to x. Then, what is d by dx of a raised to x? Yeah, this is not the Gandhi. Yes. A power x log a. Now you tell me, why is it becoming a power x log a? Here, in the case of e raised to x, instead of a, who is sitting here? E is sitting here. So if I substitute everything e raised to x into log e, any number to the same base will be what? 1. That's why that derivative of e raised to x became what? E raised to x. Then for everything proof is there. That is something we don't want. Then what is d by dx of log x? Easy. 1 by x. Then what is d by dx of log 11? Log 11 is a constant value. Derivative of a constant is what? 0. Make a note. Which is equal to 0. Then derivative of log 11 will be what? 0. Because it is constant. Yes. Next thing. What is d by dx of x raised to 5 plus e raised to x plus 10 raised to x plus log x? You tell me. So we should take, whenever it is like this, we should split the derivative, and that means we should take the derivative for all the things and write. What is d by dx of x raised to 5? 5x raised to 4 plus what is derivative of this much? Plus 10 raised to x log 10 plus what? 1 by x. That is your answer. That means you have studied the basics. If you ask me, you have studied the basics. Now few more are there. Can I start off with that? That is first one, that is not needed. Yes, constant is what? 0. Then d by dx of x raised to n is what? N x raised to n minus 1. Then what is d by dx of a raised to x? That is nothing but a raised to x log a. Then exponential functions, that is derivative of e raised to x is what? E raised to x. Then derivative of log x is what? 1 by x. Then d by dx of root x is what? 1 by 2 root x. Then this one you can keep a note. It is a previous year question, direct questions. I think 2 times this question was asked. D by dx of x raised to x. That is what? X raised to x into 1 plus log x. We are using the property and we are solving it. But keep a note of it. Okay? Yes. Now one more thing now. D by dx of x to the base a. If the base is not e, we should write it as 1 by x log a. Okay, base is different means we should write it differently. That means in the previous one, right? Here the base is e. In this question, base is not e. If it is not e, we can write it as 1 by x log a, but not at all important. Just for your information.
So then in question they give if d by dx into log x means base is e or a.
Whenever they give log x, that means the base is e.
L and x means that means also e.
Yeah. Ln x means the base is e. Yes. Clear? Perfect. Now you are asking about this one now. Yeah. For here the base is a. Yeah. Whenever base is not here in question, when we are taking the derivative, assume that the base is e. Whenever log is involved. In certain cases, while doing the calculation in logarithm in chapter 1, we will assume that in certain cases we will assume that the log base is 10 also. That depends on the calculation. It's more of an assumption. You can perform whatever you know. Most of the time it will be answered. 99.99999%. Yes. What is happening here? Yeah. Fine. Next one is solve this for me. I'll teach you the easiest method, then we will complicate it. Okay. The easiest method is nothing but first we will open the bracket. Easiest method. For your understanding base, we will open the bracket. I will write x into, what is x minus 1 into x minus 2? Well, if you don't know directly, you will do what? X into x, that is x square. Then x into minus 2, that is minus 2x. Minus 1 into x is minus x. Then minus 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. So x into what is there now? X square minus 3x plus 2. Then open the bracket again. X cube minus 3x square 3x square plus 2x. That is equal to y. Then we need to find dy by dx. That is nothing but derivative of what the? Instead of y you will put x cube minus 3x square plus 2x. Now with respect to this, I want to tell you something. I'll show you with the answer itself. What is derivative of x cubed now?
3x square.
3x square minus, whenever there is a 3 or a constant term along with our x factor or our variable x, we will take that constant outside the derivative. That means whenever you write derivative of minus 3 d by dx of minus 3x square, you will write minus 3 outside and you will write what? The derivative of x square. That is how much? The minus 3 into 2x plus. Whenever 2 is there outside, you will write 2 outside and you will write into dx by dx. Answer is how much? That 1. Now you tell me. 3x square minus 6x plus 12. What is the answer now? Option B. Understood? Previous year question. Got the law?
Constant is 2, so not good.
Surely, right?
Minus 6x plus 2 only.
Okay. I put one extra one. No? Yes, sir. Actually, I'm little zoned out because of, you know, that citrusin, right? Yesterday I was sneezing throughout the night. I couldn't sleep. I slept at around 5 o'clock. Yeah. Because I couldn't sleep. Too much it was. Then I got up at sharp 7:30. Yes. How many of you slept at 5 o'clock? How many of you got up at 5 o'clock? Wow. How are you guys doing that? Yeah. Getting at a 5 o'clock and all, yeah. Sleeping at 5 o'clock is fine for me, but getting up at 5 o'clock, I don't know how to do that. How many of you got up at 6? 7? 8? 7:45? 7:30? Okay, fine. You came at 8 o'clock, right? Yes. I'll check the camera, okay? Yes. Now, if u is equal to 3t raised to 4 plus 5t cube plus 2t square plus t plus 4, then find the value of du by dt at t is equal to minus 1. Whenever question is like this, you should understand what we are going to do is, first we will find the derivative. Then we will apply the value t is equal to minus 1. So people, try finding du by dt. Now you will be like, sir, till here we were studying only about x. Randomly you are bringing t. Whatever may be the variable, you should do the same art. If you are like, if you don't know how to perform it using t, you can change it to x also and find it. At the end you change back to t. Yeah, if you are feeling it is confusing, like you can always write it as 3x raised to 4 plus 5x raised to 3 plus 2x square plus x plus 4. You can always change it like that. It's up to you. Then towards the end, bring it back to t and substitute the value. Okay. Now, du by dt is what? Du by dt. Yes, derivative of 3t raised to 4. That is how much da can I write? 3 into 4t cube plus 5 into 3t square plus 2 into 2t plus derivative of t is how much? 1. Then derivative of constant 4 is how much? 0. So how much is remaining? 12t cube plus 15t square plus 4t plus 1, which is equal to how much? Now we need to substitute du by dt at t is equal to minus 1. So we will substitute the value t is equal to minus 1. So 12 into minus 1 the whole raised to 3 plus 15 into minus 1 the whole square plus 4 into minus 1 plus 1. How much is it now? Minus 12 plus 15, then minus 4 plus 1. Answer is 16 minus 16, which is equal to 0. Option A. Another previous year question. Okay. People who told that your basics You didn't even study. Are you understanding? Will you be able to solve this question if you get it in the exam hall? That is the major thing I want to ask. Are you getting the? Yes, randomly for you guys. Okay, whoever told that you are studying for the first time. What is derivative of log x? Others don't say. Whoever studied, others who didn't study should say. Derivative of log x. 1 by x. Then what is derivative of e raised to 5x? Sir. I'll give you a spoiler for the coming topic. Now, whenever we write e raised to x, we are writing it as e raised to x. But I will say it in a different way. That is nothing but e raised to x into dx by dx. So, one x is over here, right? We need to take the derivative of that also. What is it? E raised to x is already there into dx by dx. Anyway, dx by dx is how much? 1. Now, when I say d by dx of log x, what do you mean by that? I am telling derivative of log x is how much? 1 by x. Then another function is there inside. That means dx by dx is how much? 1. Now, what if it is like this? D by dx of e raised to 5x. So, we will write derivative of e raised to x anyway. That is how much? The e raised to 5x into d by dx of, instead of x, who is sitting there? 5x. That means, what is the answer? E raised to x into 5. Derivative of 5 dx by dx is how much? The? Yes, that is nothing but 5 into? Yes, I missed it. So, yeah. E raised to 5x into 5. Got the idea for that? Is that clear? Yes, where were you yesterday now? Yesterday only you got the message, huh? Is it? Okay, fine. Yes. Day before yesterday's class, you were not aware. Is it? Okay, fine. Anyway, we'll keep one thing for you towards the end, whichever you missed. Okay, fine. Anyway, next week law is there. I'm giving upfront. Next week, law and all, it will get over in 2 days itself. Max, because major of you are having problem, law it will get over. Because conceptual learning is done. It will be done in Saturday, Sunday itself. Yes, Saisa will be taking. If required, he will take it on Monday also. But that day I told you, right? Monday it will be there. Yes, then what happened? Okay. Did you start working out using the book? Yes. Finish everything? Okay. Yes. If any doubt is there, reach out. Okay. Yes. Now we are going to product rule. Have you heard about product rule? Now, for example, two functions are there. Let that functions be. Functions means what? Now, two functions are there. Okay. Let one function be red boy, the other function be pink girl. Then, derivative of their marriage life. Okay. Yes. They both are married together. Yes. You are telling. Yes. Fine. They both are married together. Now, if two functions are there, how will you perform the art of derivative? That is nothing but d by dx of first function or second function, you can always take d by dx of, here which is the second function, the pink girl. Yes, derivative of the second girl multiplied with the first function. Who is the first function? That is the red boy. Plus, what do you think will be the second one? Second function into derivative of the red boy. What do you mean by this? If we are having two functions u and v, it is nothing but first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function. Now that is written over here. I'll take you one example and show you. Y is equal to log x raised to x. Now you will be like, sir, how to rewrite it? It is very easy to rewrite. What is it? The x into log x. Now you tell me what is dy by dx. I will write it as d by dx of x log x. Now what is the first function over here, or the red boy over here? Who is it? I. X. Then who is the second function over here? Log x. Now you tell me what is the first step. First function into d by dx of second function plus second function into d by dx of first function. How much is the answer? X into 1 by x plus log x into 1. That means what is remaining? 1 plus log x is remaining. Now look at the option and tell me, is there any possible answers? No. So what to do over here? Instead of log 1, we can write it as, since everything is mentioned e, can I write it as log e to the base e plus log x to the base e? So any functions, log functions get added means what is the answer now? Log of a plus log of b is what? Log of ab. That means log of e x to the base e. What is the answer? Option A. Understood this? People, are you getting it? Everyone? Yes. First, second, third, fourth. Everyone? Yes. Next one, quotient rule. Quotient rule, that means now we learn what the product rule. That means when two functions are getting multiplied. Now in certain cases, they will be in up and down. What do you mean by? One is in numerator, one is in denominator. In that case, how to do? For example, write it down, whatever I am writing. d by dx of numerator divided by denominator type of function. Okay, for example, x by log x. That is what the function, one in numerator, one in denominator. How to do that? That is nothing but first draw the line and type denominator square. In the denominator, what is there? Denominator square. Then type denominator into derivative of numerator. Numerator minus numerator into denominator's derivative. What is given now? The entire thing divided by denominator square, then denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator. Example I will give. Example, find the value of x divided by e raised to x. Derivative of x by e raised to x. You tell me, what is the denominator here? E raised to x. So e raised to x square. Then denominator means e raised to x into derivative of numerator means dx by x, dx by dx minus numerator is how much? The x into what is the denominator? d by dx of e raised to x. Now you tell me, e raised to x into 1 minus x into e raised to x divided by what? E power x the whole square. Now that's your answer. Understood that? Got the point? Now we will solve one previous year question.
Sir.
Yes.
So why not x into e power minus x product rule?
X into any method can be done. Yes. Anything can be done. You will get the same answer at the end. Okay. When you go to that method also, you will get the same answer. After taking LCM, final answer will be this. Okay. Yes. Now this one. Now I will ask you at the end of the day in differentiation, what is happening is we only have one method. You are studying different methods, right? That is only for one reason, to get the answer easily. If you do it with this normal method, also you will get the same answer. But certain methods, it will take too much time to get the answer. That's why there are some decoded methods. You will see many, see this shortcut rule and all. Likewise, I have included many shortcut rule. If you know the shortcut itself, you can directly go for the answer. Now, find this. Y is equal to x raised to 4 divided by e raised to x. Find dy by dx. So, who is the denominator here? D by dx of x raised to 4 divided by e raised to x. Who is the denominator? That is nothing but e raised to x the whole power 2. Then first function, sorry, denominator into, that is e raised to x into, what is derivative of x raised to 4 now? X raised to 4 is how much? 4x cube minus x raised to 4 into derivative of e raised to x is how much? E raised to x. Now looking at the option, you should tell me the answer. Now what is common in everything? E power x is common. Then what else is common? X cube is common. X cube is common. Then what is remaining in the first term? 4 minus what is remaining in the second term? X. The entire thing divided by e power x the whole square. Can I cancel one of the e power x? That means what is remaining? X cube into 4 minus x divided by e power x. What is the answer? Option B. Everyone got the answer? Yes. You understood product rule? You understood this quotient rule? Yes. Next one, we are going for one of the shortcut. And if you ask me, see this question up. You can solve the same thing with what? Our quotient rule. We can solve the same thing with quotient rule. But I have made some shortcuts for many of the questions. Whichever can be solved using, quotient rule or the product rule or any other. We can use that method also. But look at this. When it is of the form y is equal to a into f of x plus b divided by c into f of x plus d. We can directly go for the answer. What do you mean by this f of x? That will be a function. I'll show with the example of this question. Look here. X plus 1 divided by x minus 1. You tell me what is f of x in this form of here. F of x is equal to what? X. Then you tell me what is the value of a. A, coefficient of x is how much here? 1. Coefficient, b value is how much here? 1. C value is how much here? That is also 1. Then d value is how much here? Minus 1. Now, if you know this shortcut, you can directly go for the answer. That is nothing but AD. A into d is how much now? Minus 1 into 1 is how much? Minus 1. Minus of b into c is how much now? That is 1. The entire thing into, what is this f dash of x? That is nothing but derivative of our f of x. D by dx of f of x is the case. That means d by dx of what the x. What is derivative of x? 1 divided by whatever is there in the denominator. What is there in the denominator of x minus 1 the whole square. You tell me what is the answer. Minus 2 divided by x minus 1 the whole square. What is the answer? Option A. So if you know this, you can directly write it. But if you don't know, what you will do? You will go for our quotient. That's all. You will get the same answer. There it will take some time. Here it is direct answer. Now look at this. Product of the extremes minus product of the means into derivative of f of x divided by denominator square. Denominator is not going to change because it's as per the quotient rule, it will be denominator square itself. If you know this trick, it's good. Now solve this for me. What is a value here? 3. What is b value here? 6. What is c value here? 4. What is d value here? Minus 10. Product of the extremes, that is a into d, that is how much now? Minus 30. Minus of, then product of the means, that is 6 into 4, that is 24. The entire thing into derivative of f of x is how much here? 1 by x. The entire thing is divided by 1 by x. I will write it properly so that you won't be confused. I will write 1 by x. The entire thing is divided by what? 4 log x minus 10, the denominator square. You tell me what is the answer. Minus 54 divided by x will come to the denominator, that is 4 log x minus 10 the whole square. Which is the answer now? Option A? Yes. Got the logic, people? Is it clear for everyone? Yes. Can we go for the next one? That is chain rule. Chain rule I already taught you. If you ask me, I already taught you. When did I teach you? Yes. Do you remember d by dx of e power 5x I told you. So, the derivative of e power 5x, how did we write? E power 5x into d by dx of 5x. That means how much the answer? 5 e raised to 5x. Now, similarly, tell me the answer for this. Derivative of e raised to x square. First, what is the derivative of e? Anyway, it will be e raised to x square itself into d by dx of another function inside the function is what? The x square. You tell me what is the answer. E raised to x square into 2x. So 2x e raised to x square. Now, what if the question is like this? Log of 1000x. Derivative of log of 1000x. You tell me. What is derivative of log? It should be like 1 divided by whatever is there inside the log. So can I write 1 divided by 1000x? Then into what is the function inside it? 1000x. That means d by dx of 1000x. Answer is how much? 1000 divided by 1000x. What is the answer? 1 by x. Now, next one. Find the value of d by dx of, find dy dx if y is equal to log of log x. What is derivative of log the 1 by x? But inside the value of x, instead of x, who is sitting there? Log x. So can I write it as 1 divided by log x into what is the function inside the log x? That is log x itself. That is d by dx of log x. What is the answer? 1 by x log x. Option E is your answer. Got the point? Yes. Are you getting that over there? Yes. Because usually I'm asking more if you are getting it, because whenever chapter 8 come into the picture, many people will shut down themselves thinking that I am not going to study this. I'm telling you, this chapter is easy marks. You will get the marks if you know the base. Get me the answer of this. Then we are going to the most important part of this chapter. Every time one question. Spoiler alert. Yes. This question will be there for next part, not this one. I don't know whether it will also come. Whatever. Yes. Now, what have they given? They have given us our f of x value. Yes. Then they are asking for f dash of x minus 4x cube into f of x plus 1 by 3 f of 0 minus f dash of 0. Now, what all things we require? First, we require f dash of x. F dash of x is nothing but derivative of f of x. That is how much? The 3 e raised to x raised to 4. You tell me what is the answer. 3 will come outside, then it will be d by dx of e raised to x raised to 4. Now you tell me what is remaining? 3 into what is derivative of e raised to x raised to 4? That is e raised to x raised to 4 into derivative of x raised to 4. That will become what? 4x cube. So what is the final thing? 12x cube e raised to x raised to 4. Now we got f dash of x. Then they want what? The f dash of 0 also we want. F dash of 0 will be how much? You tell me. F dash of 0 will be, anyway x is there in the product side. So 0 into any number is what? 0. Then f of x is already given. So we will substitute. Yeah, f of 0 also we will find. F of 0 is how much? That is 3 into e raised to 0 cube. 0 raised to 4. How much is it? 3. Now you substitute everything, get me the answer. 12x cube e raised to 4 minus 4x cube into what? The f of x is how much? 3 e raised to x raised to 4. Then plus 1 by 3 into what? F of 0 is how much? 3. Then f dash of 0 is how much? 0. Now you tell me what is the answer. Yes, we'll check. So 12x cube e raised to 4 minus 4 into 3 is how much? 12. Then x cube is remaining, e raised to 4 plus 1. What is the answer? 1 is your answer, option C.
12 x cube e power x power
X power
you need a x e power to
Yes. Yeah. Fine. Now, parametric differentiation. The major part of this chapter, every time one question is there. Now, what happens in parameter differentiation is x will be given in terms of some other variable, y will be given in terms of some other variable. Then at the end, they will ask you to find what? Dy by dx. The method, please, everyone, please check this. Now, the method is very simple. First, you will find dx by dt. Then you will find dy by dt. Then you will take the ratio of both. Then you will get the answer. Okay, that is the method. First, find dy by dt. dy by dt is nothing but d by dt of t square minus 5. You tell me what is the derivative of t square? 2t. Then what is the derivative of 5? 0. So that is over dy by dt. That is the first equation. Then what is dx by dt? That is nothing but d by dt of 2t plus 5, which is equal to how much? The derivative of 2t is how much? 2. Then derivative of 5 is how much? 0. So what is remaining? 2 is remaining. That is equation number 2. Now we will take equation 1 divided by equation 2. Then dy by dt divided by what? The dx by dt is equal to what? 2t divided by 2. Anyway, dt cancelled off. What is remaining? Dy by dx is remaining. 2 cancel off. Answer is what? The t. Option A is your answer. So people remember the step. Always remember, find dy by dt, then find dx by dt, then take their ratio, then dt cancel off. What is remaining? Dy by dx is remaining, which is equal to this much. Got it? Everyone understood? Yes. Do it for me. First you will find what? Dy by dt. That is nothing but d by dt of 2at. Anyway, 2 and a are constant. It will come outside. That is 2a into dt by dt. What is how much that? What is that? That is nothing but 2a. That is equation number 1. Then dx by dt is nothing but d by dt of a t square. A is a constant. Then d by dt of t square. That is equal to how much? 2at. Equation number 2. Then next step is what? Equation 1 divided by equation 2. That is dx dy by dx is how much?
2a by 2at.
Dy by dx is equal to 2a divided by 2at. 2a cancel. What is remaining? 1 by t. What is the answer? Option A. Yes. Now that's why I'm telling you, you should know the basics of differentiation. Then you can solve the answer and you will get 1 mark. And if you know the parametric method. Now the next one. And one more thing, certain time, always read this properly in parametric. Certain time they will ask for dx by dy. Then you should take equation 2 divided by equation 1. Yes. X is equal to zt, y is equal to c by t. Then first step is what? Dy by dt we will find. That is nothing but c into d by dt of t raised to minus 1. People, what is t raised to minus 1? Here n value is how much? Minus 1. So you tell me c into minus 1 into t raised to minus 1 minus 1. That is how much? Minus 2. So what is that? Minus c divided by t square. That is dy by dt. Did you understand this step, da? How it became this? Yes, I will say that. For example, here instead of n, who is sitting here? Minus 1. So what is the general form? N x raised to n minus 1. So here it is becoming minus 1 into, instead of x we are using t. So t raised to minus 1 minus 1. Instead of n, who is sitting? Minus 1. That's why it is becoming minus 2. So we are writing it as minus c divided by t square. Why minus c? Minus 1 into c is minus c. Then find dx by dt. Dx by dt is equal to c. That means equation 2. Now get me the answer. 1 divided by 2. That is nothing but dy by dx, which is equal to c and c will get cancelled off. What is remaining? Minus 1 divided by t square. Option minus 1 divided by t square. Option C is your answer. Clear? We have covered half the chapter already. Yes. Now we are going to implicit function. Implicit function means, have you heard about implicit function? In certain question, actually, if you ask me, is this necessary to study this? Answer is what? No. You can use your normal method and find it. But that will take the entire day to find the answer in certain question. But if you are following another shortcut, actually, if you ask me, this shortcut is a jugaad only. We have made this shortcut to find the answer. But the funniest part is, we can get all the answer using this. Even complicated questions can be answered within 5-6 seconds using this method. Now, listen. When x and y are on same side, that means both of them will be in the same side itself, rather than writing y is equal to 2x plus likewise. Instead of writing them separately, they are given together, x and y. Then they will ask us to find what the dy by dx. That time we can always use this method. And listen carefully with this method, otherwise you will not get the answer. I'll show you with another example, then I'll come to this question. First example I'll show you is this one. What if it is like this? X square y plus y square x is equal to 0. Find dy by dx. That is the question. Okay. Now look at the shortcut which is mentioned here. Whenever x and y are not separated, they are put in a same side, we can use this shortcut. That is nothing but dy by dx is equal to differentiate. Numerator will become what? The minus into differentiate with respect to x, treating y as constant. You should tell me what is that. The numerator, what is written over there, you should explain me what is that. Differentiate with respect to x, taking what as constant? Y as constant. That means y as constant means what? We will treat y just like another constant. Just like another constant, we will be treating y. Divided by differentiate with respect to what, ma'am? Y, taking what as constant? X will be taken as a constant. Now look here. Now, which is equal to minus of. A minus should always be written. You will forget to write this minus. I know that you will forget to write this minus. Differentiate with respect to x. That is d by dx of. What are we differentiating? The given function. That is nothing but x square into y plus y square into x. The entire thing divided by differentiate with respect to what? The y. The what we are differentiating? The same function which is given in the question. Now you tell me, in the numerator what is a constant? Y is a constant. That means when I take d by dx of x square y, can I take y outside? It is a constant, so I can take it outside. Then tell me what is derivative of x square? 2x. Plus, what is a constant here? Y square is a constant, so I will write it outside. Then derivative of x is how much? 1. Then divided by. In the denominator, what is happening? We are taking x square, x as a constant. So x square will be what? Will be outside. Then derivative of, sorry, this is dy. Yes. X square will be taken out. Then dy by dy will be how much? 1. Plus x will be taken out. Then derivative of y square is how much? Into 2y. You tell me the answer. Minus of 2xy plus y square divided by 2xy plus x square. This is the answer. People, did you understand? So what is happening? In the numerator, we are taking derivative with respect to x, taking what as a constant? Y as a constant, divided by derivative with respect to y, taking who as a constant? X as a constant, and minus sign should always be there. Now look at this question, previous equation. Now the first step. Now if you are not rearranging it, what will happen is, if you are not using this method, how to solve this type of question is, we will, do you remember solving for x, solving for y? We will keep everyone having x terms to one side, everyone having y terms to one side. It will complicate, too much complications will be there. At the end, you will not get the answer also. Yes, you will be complicated there rather than getting the answer. Now, tell me, what is our step? Minus of, differentiate with respect to, I will write d by dx of e raised to xy minus, can I write again d by dx of 4xy? The entire thing divided by d by dy of what the e raised to xy minus d by dy of what the 4xy. Then, sir, why are we not writing 4? Why are we not writing 4? You tell me. It is already a constant anyway, it will be a 0. Now, you tell me what will be the denominator. Sorry, numerator. Numerator I can write like derivative of e raised to xy will be what the? E raised to xy. But, who is a constant? So, y should be right like this. Y e raised to xy minus. Who is a constant here? 4 and y are constant. So 4y will be written outside. Then dx by dx is how much? 1. Then divided by derivative of e raised to xy with respect to what of y. Now who are constant? Who is constant? X is constant. So we will write x e raised to xy minus, who is constant here? 4 and x are constant, into dy by dy, that is equal to 1. Now you tell me, looking at the option, what is the answer? Now we need to again change it. Minus of what is common in both the things now? In numerator, what is common? Y is common, into e raised to xy minus 4 divided by, what is common in both of this? X is constant. What is remaining? E raised to xy minus 4. What all things will get cancelled off? E raised to xy minus 4, e raised to xy minus 4. What is remaining? Minus y by x. What is the answer? Option B. So, this, if you know the trick, when we are solving inside the exam hall, you can actually solve it in how many steps? 2 steps. Answer is right in front of you in 2 steps. Understood? Yes. Then there is a previous year type. You should know this type. Make a note of it. When it is of the form x raised to m into y raised to n, which is equal to x plus y the whole raised to m plus n, then dy by dx is nothing but y by x. Keep a note of this. X raised to m into y raised to m is given as x plus y the whole raised to m plus n. Your answer is how much now? Y by x. Now look here. Here it is x raised to p into y raised to q is equal to x plus y the whole raised to p plus q. Answer is what? Answer is what? Y by x. Only then we are not concerned about the power. M and n we are not concerned. We should just check whether m and n in the right hand side it is m plus n. Then answer is what? Y by x. Now if you don't know this, how will you do it? The same method whichever I showed you right now. You can solve using that method, you will get the same answer. Okay? Yes. Solve it for me, people. Yes. You can do it. Yes, ma'am. Can you do it? Yes. We need to find what the dy by dx. I'll write the formula. Minus of derivative with respect to x, taking what as constant? Y as constant. Then d by dx of derivative with respect to, sorry, don't d by dx, d by dy of taking Who has constant? X constant. Now you tell me the answer. Minus of d by dx of x raised to 5 plus d by dx of y raised to 5 minus d by dx of 5xy. The entire thing is divided by what? D by dx of, sorry, d by dy of, what the? You tell me. D by dy of what? X raised to 5 plus d by dy of y raised to 5 minus d by dy of what the? 5xy. Now, what is derivative of x raised to 5? 5x power 4 plus what is derivative of y? Here it is a constant, so derivative of a constant is what? 0. Minus 5 and y will be taken outside, then 5y will remain. Why? Why? Because dx by dx is 1. The entire thing is divided by, what is the derivative of x raised to 5? 0, because it is a constant there, plus 5y raised to 4 minus 5y or 5x. Sorry. Now, what is common here everywhere? 5 is common off. In everywhere 5 is common, right? Yes. Take 5 common and cancel it off and tell me the answer. And open the bracket also, looking at it. Anyway, they are starting with, everywhere it is starting with y. So, take 5 common and open the bracket. So, 5 is taken outside and cancelled off everywhere. So, what is remaining? Y minus x raised to 4 divided by what the? Y raised to 4 minus x. 5 is cancelled everywhere. You tell me what is the answer. Option B. Yes. Got the point. Is everything clear for everyone? Yes. Then we can go for another type that is called as logarithmic differentiation. Okay. Yes. Many questions are there. Solve everything. I am telling you, you can score 4 marks from this chapter if you know the basics. Now, people, do you know what is derivative of x raised to n? N into x raised to n minus 1. Everyone knows that. Over there, derivative of x raised to n, everyone knows. Yes, da? Is that clear for you also? Then, everyone knows the derivative of log x, 1 by x. Everyone knows the derivative of e raised to x? E raised to x. Everyone knows the derivative of x raised to 35? 35 x raised to, yes. And everyone knows the derivative of x raised to minus 2000. People always take n is how much the? Minus 2000. Take it as minus 2000. Then perform it. You will get the answer. Okay. Even if minus is there in the power, think that that is equal to n. Then you will get the answer. No matter what, you will get the answer. Now, logarithmic differentiation. We are almost at the end of the chapter. Now, whenever we are having x of the form, what the? In the form of log x, then, or logarithmic, you know, have you heard about logarithmic differentiation? That means we will apply log on both sides, then we will take the derivative. That is the basic meaning of logarithmic differentiation. Here, there is a shortcut written over here. Everyone look at the shortcut. That means derivative of, when it is of the form x raised to x, or like log x raised to the entire thing raised to x, or e raised to x, the entire thing raised to. Likewise, when it is given, we can have a shortcut. The shortcut is this one. One step answer it is. So, dy by dx is equal to nothing but our given function, that is y, into power divided by base. What do you mean by that? In the question, the power will be given and the base will also be there. So, power by base into derivative of the base with respect to x plus log of base into derivative of the power. Can I just show you with this example? Now, look here. What is the base? What is the power here? X is the base, x is the power also here. Power means index. whatever is there on the top. Now, first one, derivative dy by dx is equal to, first one is y itself. We will write y. Y is how much here? X raised to x. So I will write x raised to x into power by base, that is x by x, into what is derivative of base? D by dx of x plus log of base, that is nothing but log x, into what is derivative of power? Dx by dx. Now you tell me what is remaining. X raised to x into what is it? 1 plus log x. So one step answer, that's your answer. Rather than doing it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 11 minutes, we can write it always in 1 minute or 30 seconds or even 10-second answer, right? If you ask me, yes, this is the method. It is applicable for anything of the power like e raised to x, the whole raised to x. Likewise, it is given, you can always follow this. Okay. Can we solve one complicated question? Yes. Look at this question. We need to find dy by dx. What is the method? First, we will write whatever y value is given. Anyway, every option it is y, so I will write y itself. Y into dy by dx is equal to y into, what is it? Power by base. Power is how much? Log x by root x into derivative of what? Derivative of base, right? That is d by dx of, people just keep a note. If you didn't write, please, everyone is having the book, right? Yes, so it's not a problem. Yes, d by dx of root x. Then plus log of what? Log of base into d by dx of what? The power. Yes. Here power is what? Log x. Here base is what? Root x. Then anything else you want? No. Done. You tell me the answer. Which is equal to y into log x divided by root x. Now you tell me now what is the derivative of root x? 1 by 2 root x plus what is log of root x? Can I write it as log of x the whole power 1 by 2 into what is derivative of log x? That is nothing but 1 by x. So we have everything, but looking at the option, we don't have a direct answer. So you need to simplify it, which is equal to y into log x divided by root x into 2 root x is how much? 2x plus log x raised to 1 by 2. Can I write it as 1 by 2 log x, the entire thing divided by what? X. Now you tell me 1 into log x is what? Log x itself. Now what is here? You tell me. Is the denominator common? Yes. So 2 root x is here. What is log x plus 2x is there? What is log x plus log x? 2 log x. What all things are cancelled off? 2 cancel. What is remaining? Y log x by x. What is the answer? What is the answer? Option C? Yes. Got the point? Yes. Remember this formula? I'm telling you, if you get the question, 1 mark. Done. Just remember when you solve this form. Done. Have you heard about successive differentiation? That means, usually till now what we were finding? First order derivative. Now, second order derivative means what? Any idea of that? Second order derivative? After finding the first order derivative, we will take the derivative of the whatever value we got. Then what is third order derivative? Derivative of the second order derivative. What is fourth order derivative? Derivative of the third order derivative. What is 100th derivative? Derivative of the 99th derivative. Now, people. It's not working. Yes. Now, what is given here? We'll see this example and go. So, what is the first derivative of x cubed? We will write it as dy by dx of x cube is how much? The 3x square. Then you tell me what is d square y by dx square. Derivative of this, that is nothing but 3 into d by dx of x square. That is nothing but 6x x. Then what is d cube x by dx cube? That is nothing but not x, y. That is how much? The derivative of 6x. How much is it? 6. Then what is the fourth derivative? Derivative of 6 is how much? 0. Yes. Now, everyone, get me the answer for this. First option. Now, find the second derivative of root of x plus 1. First option. Good. Rest of you, everyone, please find it. Then we will go for the last one before our application of derivative. Yes. Then we have integration. Integration is very basic. Only few things are there. You should know very few things. And there are also direct questions with definite integral will be the question for exam. Usually they will ask definite integral with basic integration. Now first derivative of y. What is the answer? dy by dx. Derivative of, you tell me what is it? Root of x plus 1. Instead of x, who is sitting there? So we know the derivative of root x. What is derivative of root x? 1 by 2 root x. But instead of x plus x, who is sitting there? X plus 1. So you will write it as what up? To 1 by 2 root of x plus 1. Everyone find the first derivative. That is nothing but 1 by 2 root of x plus 1. Then what is the next step? Now we need to find the second derivative. That is nothing but d by dx of dx square of what the? Or we will write it as second derivative of the first derivative is nothing but d by dx of dy by dx. That is nothing but d by dx of what the? 1 by 2 root x can be rearranged in what way? 1 by 2. I am writing outside. Can I write it as x plus 1 the whole raised to minus 1 by 2? Yes, get me the answer. Minus 1 by 2 into. Now, derivative of x plus 1 the whole raised to minus 1 by 2. What is the value of n over here? N is minus 1 by 2. So, I will write it as minus 1 by 2 into x plus 1. Instead of x, who is sitting there? X plus 1. It is not going to change. X plus 1 the whole raised to minus 1 by 2 minus 1. What is the answer? Minus 1 by 4 x raised to x plus 1 raised to minus 3 by 2. Option. Which one? The B. Option B. Yes. Fine. Now the last one. Derivative of infinite series. What do you mean by infinite series? Yes, you will remember it. Yes, this is y. If you zoom in also, this is also y form. So this is equal to what? The y. What is y? Y is equal to x raised to x raised to x raised to etc etc etc. Then what is this? That is also y. When we are writing y is equal to x raised to 5, x raised to y, we have a shortcut for that. Keep a note of it. When it is of the form y is equal to f of x, the whole raised to f of x, the whole raised to f of x, the whole raised to f of x goes on forever. That means the shortcut is dy by dx is equal to y square divided by 1 minus y log f of x into f dash of x divided by f of x. Yes, keep a note. This for exam and all, it's very rare. But what if? Okay, just to keep you in loop. What if they ask this question? Should at least have some ideas. That's why. Got this? Can we do this? Yeah. So one question is here. Try to get me the answer. If y is equal to x raised 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 to etc 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 etc. Now, what is the denominator we know? Denominator is nothing but always 1 minus y log f of x. Now, looking at that, we can come into a conclusion that two options are wrong. Which all options are wrong? B and C are B and D, C and D are wrong. So we are writing that what the 1 minus y log f of x. F of x value is how much here? X. Then into, we know that f of x is there in the denominator is also. Yeah, you remember? Yeah. Into f of x. Now we need to write the numerator. Numerator is what the f of x square or y square? Y square into f dash of x. That means derivative of x. That is how much? 1. How much is the answer? Y square divided by x into 1 minus y log x. One step answer if you know this. Otherwise, 1000 step answers. Yes. Now, application of derivative. What is the name of the chapter? Da? Basic applications of derivative and integral calculus is the chapter name. So the chances of one question from application is very high. Now look at this question. Do you know what is a slope of a tangent? Dy by dx is the slope of a tangent. What do you mean by a tangent? What do you mean by a tangent? Yeah, tan theta. No, what is a tangent? Yes. Line passing through the circumference. Okay, very good. Very good. That's the right definition. Yes. Now, this one. I'll show one example. Think that it is a circle. Okay. Now, or anyway, it's a curve, so it's fine. Now, I am asking you. This is the line we. Oh, where is the line? Yes, this is the line we were speaking about. Yes. Now, you tell me. Is this a tangent? No. It is passing through circumference, right? No. Yes. Is this a tangent? Yes. Is this a tangent? Is this a tangent? No. What is a tangent? In basic ways, how will you define tangent?
It passes through the circumference of the circle only at one point.
Yes. A line which passes through the circle or which intersect the circle at only one point. That is called as what? A tangent. Now we need to find the slope. Slope of a tangent. The slope of a tangent is nothing but dy by dx. The equation of the curve will be given in the question. We need to find what? Dy by dx. Derivative of that equation. That's why I'm telling, if you know the base, one question if there, you can directly go for the answer. Derivative of the tangent is nothing but, slope of the tangent is nothing but derivative of the given equation. Now, equation of a tangent. Equation of a tangent is nothing but y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Have you seen this somewhere? We have studied this. Yes, 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, we have studied this. What is this? Equation of a straight line when the slope is given and the 2 points are given. That is what? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Then what is this m? M is the slope. So we can write it as dy by dx. That's all. Can we do one question? Then one more thing, very important previous year question. When the tangent to a curve is parallel to x-axis, its slope is what? 0. Very important. Direct question can be there. Yes. When the tangent to the curve is parallel to x-axis, what is happening? The slope is yes to 0. Yes. That is not necessary. Yes. That is not necessary. I'll tell you why also, but that's not needed now. You think about 0. Because otherwise you will write -1 or 1. Yes, think about this. I'll tell you the reason for that. Yeah. And people always, if you have doubts like too much, you want to think extra out of the box, you can always come and talk to me. Yes, I'm always happy for that. That sometimes even I will learn certain things. Now people, I'll tell you certain tricks, right? Which I teach you. You might not have even seen anywhere. I'm pretty sure about that. I came to that tricks or something by interacting with students only. Some students will ask some doubt. Then I will think that I can do it this way, right? Then we will take some random questions and we will check whether it is working out. That means the trick is going to work out everywhere. Random questions we will take, even the complex one. That's how some tricks you have not seen somewhere is there. That is because of that reason. That will only happen with interaction. Certain question, whichever, even I remember one of the question. In some of the batch I have solved in like 1.5 minutes. In one or another batch, another student asked me like this, sir, we can do it this way, right? That means even I will think in that aspect, then we can do it that way. It's all about learning all the time something, because I know that my first batch, that time we will think that, oh, that was my best batch. Sometimes I'll think that this is the best marathon I have taken. Who knows? In the future, you will learn better. That time it will even come as a better product or sub product or whatever we call it. Yes. So always ask questions. I'm always happy if you come and ask questions. Yes. And not with respect to life. Yes. Even, yeah, you can always speak about life also. Even I will also crib about it. Yes. Now, equation of the tangent to the curve f is equal to x cube minus 2x plus 3 at the point 2 minus 2 comma 7. How to do this? How to do this? They are asking for what? They are asking for equation of the tangent. Do you know the formula for equation of tangent? What is it? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Now, do you know the value of m? How to find the value of m? We need to find the derivative of the curve. That is dy by dx is equal to m. That is nothing but derivative of x cube minus 2x plus 3. How much is it? 3x square minus 2. That is the derivative of the curve. That means m is this much. But do you need it in x? No. We will find the value in terms of a number itself. How? X is how much as per the question? 2. Put x is equal to 2. Put x is equal to 2. dy by dx at x is equal to 2 is how much? 3 into 4 minus 2, which is equal to 10. Now looking at that, either option B or C is your answer. Correct? Yes, because coefficient is the case. Next one. Now we know the value of m. Now we need to find the equation of the curve. That is nothing but y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. That is y minus what? 7, which is equal to, slope is how much? 10 into x minus how much? X minus 2. Now open the bracket and get me the answer, which is equal to 10x minus 20. So answer is how much? Y is equal to 10x minus 20 plus 7 is how much? Minus 13. Answer is what? Option C is your answer. That is the method. So two types of question we solved in the same question. First one is slope of tangent. How to find slope of tangent? Take the derivative of the given curve. Now how to find the equation of the tangent? Use the general formula of equation of a straight line and substitute the value. This is the method. Okay, clear? Now the next question. For a given curve y is equal to 2 minus x square, then the slope of the curve will be what? At the when the change is 3 units per second. Well, how to find the slope of the curve? Take the derivative of the curve. That is how much? D by dx of y. That is equal to d by dx of 2 minus x square, which is how much? Minus 2x. Now minus 2x. Now instead of x, what you will put? 3. That means which is equal to how much? Minus 2 into 3, which is equal to minus 6. Minus 6 means increase or decrease? Decreases. That means answer is what? Decrease at 6 units per second. Now that is the meaning of this. Clear up. So whenever they are asking about tangent or slope of tangent, whenever they say find the slope of the curve also, what you will do? Take the derivative. That is your answer. Okay. Now we are going for maximum and minimum value of a function. There is a series of steps we should follow to find the maximum and minimum value of a function. First step is very easy. Find the first derivative. What is the step? Find first derivative. That means dy by dx we are finding. Then equate it to 0. For example, I'll show you one thing. X cube plus 2x or minus 2x I'll keep, or I'll give it as, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You tell me, what is the first derivative of this? 3x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, that is the first derivative. Then what are we going to do? We will equate it to 0 and find the critical points. We will find the x values or solve the equation and get the critical points. What is the next step? 3x square minus 4x plus 3, we will put it equal to 0 and find what values? The x values. That is the first step. First step is that. Then second step is nothing but find the second derivative. So we already have the first derivative value. Then we will find what? Second derivative. Then we will put the x values to the second derivative. So again, second derivative means what? The derivative of 3x square will be how much? 6x minus 4. Then whatever x values we have, we will substitute over here. Then you will get some values, right? After you substitute x values, you will get some values. That means if d square y by dx square is less than 0, the function has a maximum value at that point. Make a note. Direct question also can be there. If this second derivative is less than 0 while performing maximum and minima, then the function is having maximum value there. If it is greater than 0, minimum value at that point. Then if it is equal to 0, the test is inconclusive. Okay? And it is called a saddle point. Neither maximum nor minimum. Saddle point means what? Neither maximum nor minimum. Yes. Now, get me the answer. What is the first step? Everyone should tell me what is the first step. First step is dy by dx. That is nothing but derivative of what? This one. How much is it? 6x square minus 30x plus 36 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Correct? That is the first step. Then I am removing 6 from everything. Then it will become what? X square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. What are the values of x? You tell me. Sum is 5, product is 6. Which two numbers will give sum as 5 and product as 6? 3, comma.
2x minus 5. Take the second order derivative.
That we can find. That is the next step. Yeah, that is the next step. First step was what? Just come back. First step is we will equate to 0 and find the x values. We need the x values for what? Substitution. So we found the x values. That is the first step. Now, second step is nothing but we need to find the second derivative. That is nothing but derivative of what? Will you take this one? No. We should take the same thing whatever we got in the first step. That is nothing but 6x square minus 30x plus 36 derivative we should take. How much is derivative of 6x square? 12x minus 30 is our thing. Now we will substitute the x values. Put x is equal to 3. Then d square y by dx square is how much? 36 minus 30, which is equal to what? 6. Put x is equal to 2. Then d square y by dx square is how much? That is minus 6. Minus 6. Yes. Minus 6. Now you tell me What was the condition? If x is less than 0, sorry, dx square y by dx, d square y by dx square is less than 0, it is the maximum, and that is the point of maximum. If d square y by dx square is greater than 0, it is the point of minimum. So which is the point of minimum? 3 is the point of minimum. Look at this, 3 is the point of minimum. So option A is the answer. But there is something else written over here. Minimum value. How to find that? So we should put the x is equal to 3 in the main equation. Substitute there, you will get the answer. Okay? Yes. Minimum value means what? When we find the minimum point of minimum, substitute that over here, you will get the minimum value. Now, what if they were asking point of maximum? Answer is what? 2 is your, x is equal to 2 is your point of maximum. Then, maximum value will be how much? You will put 2 over there. You'll get the answer. Got it? Can we do the next question? Yes. In a market, there are 30 shops to allocate to people. If they allocate X shops, then their monthly expenses in rupees is given by P of X is equal to minus 8x square plus 400x minus 1000. Then the number of shops they should allocate to minimize the expenses, how much? What is the step? First, we will find the minimum value and find the value of X. That's all. Done. So we need to find the minimum. They should, how many of the number of shops they should allocate to minimize the expense. That means the number of shops should be very less. That is the case. First find the derivative. First derivative. P dash of x. That is nothing but derivative of minus 8x square plus 400x minus 1000. That is nothing but. Derivative of minus 8x square is how much? Minus 16x plus 400. Okay, is equal to 0. Now from that x is how much now? 16x is equal to 400. X is equal to how much? 25. Answer is what? 25. Is there any other x value? No. Only the first derivative itself is becoming, the first derivative itself is directly giving us the answer. That means that itself is a point of minimum. Got the point? Yes. Now the last one. Application of derivative in cost and revenue function. Keep a note. Everything is important. Average cost is what? Cost function divided by x. What is this x? X is number of units of production. Keep a note. X is what? Number of units of production. Then what is marginal cost? Marginal means what? Some extra. Yes, marginal cost. Think that marginal. That should be the derivative of cost function. Now, I will ask you the same question with respect to this. What is average revenue? Revenue function divided by x. What is marginal revenue? Derivative of revenue function. That's all. Now look here. Average revenue is what? R of x by x. Marginal revenue is what? The derivative of revenue function. Then finally we have what? Some important terms. Revenue function is also called as demand function into x. Keep a note of this. Revenue function is what? Demand function into x. While for break-even point you can make a note. Total revenue into total cost. Now I am randomly asking you one question. You should tell me the answer. What is profit function? What is profit function? Yes, revenue function minus cost function. Then I will ask you another question. What is marginal profit? Derivative of profit function. What is average profit? Profit function divided by x. Done. Keep that in mind. What I am trying to tell is only learn two equations. Rest of it you can itself see. Yes. Now randomly I am asking average red boy. Red boy divided by x. Likewise, randomly, if you know this, whatever may be the question, sometimes they will not even ask this. They'll ask some other term whichever you have studied in accounts and find marginal value. What you will do? Take the derivative of that function. Done. Got the point? Yes. Next one. This is one of the worst question they can ask. Usually the question won't be like this. This is the worst question they can ask, so that whatever is written here, everything is mentioned over here. That's why I have put it over here like this. Look at this. Enter. Cost function is given. Demand function is given. Then marginal profit we should find. So first of all, for finding marginal profit, we require what function? We require profit function. For finding profit, we require what? A revenue function. Now, is revenue function given? No, but demand function is given. If you know demand function, you can find the revenue function. See, all that whatever is mentioned here, it's there in the same question. So you tell me what is revenue function? That is nothing but 1500 minus x into x. That is how much? 1500x minus x square. That is revenue function. Okay. Now you tell me what is profit function. Revenue minus cost or cost minus revenue? Revenue minus cost. So profit function, I am writing PR of x is equal to R of x minus C of x. Tell me the answer. That is 1500x minus x square, then minus 125 minus 500x plus x square plus x square, then minus x cube divided by 3. Now you tell me how much is remaining. The 1000x minus x square plus x square cancelled off. What is remaining?
X cube by 26.
Minus 25. Oh, sorry, minus 25. 125 only, right? Minus 125. Yes, minus 125. Then anything is remaining? Minus 125. Yes.
X cube by 3 are not x.
Which one, the?
Last minus x
Okay,
cube
okay.
by 3.
That was an auto correction. Because my brain autocorrect. Divided by 3. Yes. Now, did I miss anything here? No, everything is there, right? Yes. Yeah. So, my 1000x or 1500x? Yes. My 1500x minus 500x is how much? 1000x. Then what is remaining? Minus 125. Then minus x cube divided by everything is there. Now we have profit function. Now how to find marginal profit? You should take the d by dx of this p of x. That is nothing but derivative of 1000x will be how much? 1000. Derivative of 125 is how much? 0. Then derivative of x cube is how much?
3x square.
Minus 1 by 3 into 3x square. 3 cancel. What is remaining? 10,000 minus x square. Now you tell me, if 18 items are sold, that means x value is how much? d by dx of p of 18. That is 1000 minus 18 square. How much is the answer? 670. Answer is options. People, is this clear? Method is clear? Done. That's your chapter. Now this one you can directly find the answer. Tell me. The speed of a train at a distance x is given by this. What is the rate of change? How to do this? First find the derivative, then substitute x is equal to 1. Find the derivative. That is how much? 3x square into derivative of 3x square is how much? 6x minus 5. Now put x is equal to 1. That means which is equal to 6 minus 5, which is equal to 1. Option C is your answer. Now the last part, that is integrals. After that integrals, we will be going for chapter 3. Then we will be winding up with chapter 17. Yes, chapter 17 is which one? The correlation regression. Yes. Now what is integral e raised to x? Is you want to? Yes, please turn it on. Yeah. Something else somebody asked. What is it? Break. Yeah, take 5 minutes break and come back. Yes. Take, yes, 5 minutes. Yeah, you can take 10 minutes break. It's fine. Everyone come back by 10. 10. Yes. 10. Yeah. Anyway, after this, we will have another break.
I just pick a book by next week and then
You can come, have doubt, you come here. I'll be here.
yes. Can I text you, sir?
Yeah, that's fine. Yes. You have the number?
Sir, in a group you are
Yeah, fine. Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you can text me. Okay. That's not important. One question was not there in the exam, oh? So you will get 1 extra mark. Okay. Yes. Fine. Happy? Repeated was there, oh? That means 2. That means 1 extra mark you will get. Repeated, right? That means someone is getting minus 0.5 and someone is getting 2 marks. Yes. Integral of e raised to x is how much? E raised to x plus c. Now before that I will start with the basic one. What was derivative of d by dx of x square? That is how much now? 2x. Okay. When we are taking the ulta, it should be what? Integral. I am taking dx to the other side. That means dx square is equal to 2x. How much the? Dx. At the end of the day, both should be equal, right? When I integrate, both should be equal. How can both should be equal when I integrate? You tell me. Then integral of 2x will be how much? Or integral of x dx will be how much? That is nothing called as x square divided by 2. Now when we put that x square divided by 2 over here, that will be becoming what the? X square. Ayyo. Sad me. X square divided by 2. Then 2 cancel. Then this integral of this will become what the? X square. That's why we are telling that integral of x is how much the? X square divided by 2. Then what will be integral of x cube? X raised to 3 plus 1 divided by 3 plus 1. Similarly, integral of x raised to n is what? X raised to n plus 1 divided by what? N plus 1 plus c. What is the c? And why is there a c? Because certain times we can say that some constant value can also be there. Because when we integrate the integral value, you will get the differentiated value. Am I right? When you integrate the answer, you will get the question. 1 second. How much was our integral? Integral x square is equal to how much you are telling? X cube divided by 3 plus 3. Now take the derivative of this. You tell me, what is the derivative of this? D by dx of x cube divided by 3 plus d by dx of a constant, that is nothing but 0. Now 1 by 3 into 3x square plus 0. 3, this is how much the x square. Now one tip for everyone who are feeling like integration is very difficult. Don't learn integration. Rather than using options, get the answer using differentiation. If you differentiate the option, you will get the question. Whichever option is giving you the question, that's your answer. Yes? Yeah, that is for you. Don't sleep. Come here and sit here. Come on. Yes, come and sit here. Along with her caller also. Okay. No, the thing is, if you derivate the options and whichever option is giving you the question, that's your answer. But seeing the last few patterns, they are not asking direct integration. They are asking definite integral. Definite integral, that means there will be a proper option. A is equal to 3, option B is equal to 4. Likewise, if you take the derivative of 3, how much you will get? 0. So that is not possible for definite integral. That also we will learn. Now listen. What is the integral of x raised to n? X raised to n divided by n plus 1 in plus c. Then what is the integral of dx? That is nothing but x plus c. A constant should always be there. That's the thing. Then what is the integral of 1 by x? Log x. If you take the derivative of log x, how much you will get? 1 by x. Then what is the derivative of e raised to x? E raised to x. Then what is the integral of e raised to x? That is also e raised to x. Now, what if there is a constant along with the x? That means you learned already. What if there is a constant along with, or a function inside a function? Look at this one. What is the integral of e raised to ax dx? It will be e raised to ax divided by a. Now, what if I ask you like this? What is integral of 1 by x dx? How much is it? Log x. Okay, fine. Then what is integral of 1 by x plus x cube plus e raised to 10x plus integral of, what else we will write? That much. How much is the answer? Split the log. I mean split the integral. 1 by x is how much? Integral of 1 by x? Log x. What is the integral of x cube? X raised to 4 divided by 4 plus, what is the integral of e raised to 10x? That is nothing but e raised to 10x divided by 10. Oh, yeah, plus c. Yes. Now the first question. Solve it for me. Yes. How to write this? Can you rearrange root x like this? Integral of x raised to 1 by 2 plus x raised to minus 1 by 2. Is that correct? Yes. Take the derivative, integral of each value, you will get the answer. Integral of x raised to 1 by 2 is how much? X raised to 1 by 2 is how much? X raised to 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1. Then plus x raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by what? Minus 1 by 2 plus 1. You tell me how much is the answer. X raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 plus x raised to 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. How much is the answer?
2 x power 3 by 2 by.
Now, this 2 will go to the numerator. Yes, that will become 2x raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3 plus 2x raised to 1 by 2 divided by 1. Now look at the option and tell me that they are taking 1. X raised to 1 by 2 also common. So what is remaining? If I take 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 common from the first term, what is remaining there? X raised to 1 is remaining. X raised to 1 is remaining there. Plus, what is remaining in this? x by 3 is there? Yes. Plus c. Yes. How much is the answer? Which is the answer? Option A or B?
B.
B is your answer. Yes. Now find the integral of this. Find the integral of this. What is integral of 3x square? Can I write it as 3 into integral of x square is how much? The x cube divided by 3 minus 2 into what is integral of e raised to 2x? E raised to 2x divided by 2 plus what is integral of 5 dx? 5 into x. 5 into x, because once I told you integral of 1 dx is how much? X. Similarly, integral of 5 dx will be how much? 5x minus what is integral of 3 raised to x? Yes. So we know that derivative of 3 raised to x is nothing but 3 raised to x into log 3. Then different integral will be the opposite. This log 3 should come in the denominator. That is nothing but 3 raised to x by log 3. Now tell me what is the answer. X cube minus e raised to 2x plus 5x minus 3 raised to x by log 3 plus c. Option A is your answer. Got it now? Yes. Next one. This question, during indices time I told you, there is a chance this question is revolving around like too much in the MTP, RTP, everywhere this type of question is there. So you should know how to solve this. I'm telling you, it can be there for exam. Yes. Prediction, not a spoiler. Prediction. Okay. Yes. Now here, integral 2 raised to 3x into 3 raised to 2x into 5 raised to x into dx is how much is the question. Now, what is 2 raised to 3 ra? Can I write it as 8 raised to x into 3 raised to 2 is 9 power x into 5 power x into dx. Now, the powers are same, the bases are different and it is in product. So, can I take the product of the bases? Yes. 8 into 9 into 5 is how much? 360. The entire thing raised to x dx. Now it is of the form integral a raised to x dx. You tell me what is integral a raised to x dx. That is nothing but 360 raised to x divided by what? Log 360 plus c. Now looking at the option, that what is the answer? Option B is the answer. Anyway, we know that 360 raised to x is nothing but our given thing. Yes, so that's your answer. Very, very important. Yes. Can we do the next one? Yes. The equation of the curve which passes through the point 1, 0 has the slope 3x minus 4 at any point x, y is what? Now people, the slope is given. That means dy by dx is given. How much? 3 minus 4. Then dy is how much? 3x minus 4 into what? Dx. Now how will you find the value of y? Integrate it. Y is equal to integral 3x minus 4 into dx. Now what is integral 3x? That is nothing but 3 into x square by 2 minus 4x plus c. So y is equal to this much is the thing. But we need to find the value of the constant. Then only we will get the final answer. Otherwise, we are not doing it right. How to find the final answer? Instead of y, you will put 2. Instead of x, you will put what? 1. Instead of y, you put 2. That means 2 is equal to. Instead of x, what are you putting? 3. That means 3 by 2 minus. Sorry, instead of x, what are you putting? 1. That is 3 by 2 minus 4 plus c. How much is the answer for c? C is nothing but, yeah, if you don't know how to take LCM and all, what you will do? You will use calculator. That means 3 by 2 will become how much? 1.5. Then 2 will come to this side. That is how much? 4.5. C is equal to 4.5. Everyone is having C value 4.5. Now what we will do is, we will substitute this over the previous one. That means y is equal to 3 by 2 x square minus 4x plus 4.5. Now We need to remove this 2 from everywhere. How can you do it? Multiply both sides with 2. That means 2y is equal to 3x square minus 8x plus 4.5 into 2 is how much done? 9. What is the answer? Option A is your answer. That's another way they can ask you the question. So it is connecting two topics. One is log, that is differentiation. Then they are connecting it to integration also. So two things are connected at same question. So it's a very interesting and easy question. Chances are there. Okay. Now definite integral. What do you mean by definite integral? I am telling integral x square dx from 2 to 5. How to solve this? First you will find the integral value. Integral value is how much? X cube divided by 3. Am I correct? X raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. That is x cube divided by 3. From what to what? 2 to 5. That means upper limit is 5, lower limit is 2. Now substitute the upper limit. That is 5 cube divided by 3 minus the lower limit. That is, instead of x you will put 2. That is 2 cube divided by 3. Get me the answer. 125 minus 8 divided by 3. How much is it? 117 by 3. How much is that answer? 39. So that is the meaning of definite integration, and this type of question will be there. The one question will be, if integration is asking, they will be asking definite integrals. Okay. Yes. Get me the answer. One tip I will give you. Whenever upper limit and lower limit of an integral are same, answer is 0. Look at this. What can be the answer? 0. Whenever upper limit and lower limit of an integral are same, then the answer is what? 0. Now, what is the answer for this? Not 0. Yes. Yes. Integral 1 to 2, 7 x raised to 6 dx. Now, you will apply the first integrate. That is nothing. How much does 7 into x raised to 7 divided by 7. Then upper limit is how much? 2. Lower limit is 1. Cancel things. Apply the limit. That is 2 raised to 7 minus 1 raised to 7. 2 raised to 7 is how much?
128 minus 127.
2 raised to 7. So then we apply one upper limit, then lower limit. Correct? Any doubt in this? Yes. How much is it?
28.
Yes, 128 minus 1 is 127. Upper limit minus lower limit, the basic thing. Next one. Find the area under the curve. F of x is equal to x square plus 5x plus 2 with limits 0 to 1. How to do this? How to do this, love? How can you find the area under the curve? Just integrate and apply limit from 0 to 1. So integral f of x dx is equal to nothing but integral x square plus 5x plus 2 entire thing dx from what to what? 0 to 1. Now which is equal to, what is the answer now? X cube by 3 plus 5x square by 2 plus 2x. The entire thing is from what to what? 0 to 1. Will you apply the lower limit? No, it's not required because everywhere x is present and lower limit value is what? 0. So anyway it will become what? 0. So apply the upper limit. 1 by 3 plus 5 by 2 plus 2. Use memory calculation, get me the answer. How much is it? How much now?
4.8.
4.833. Option C is your answer. Clear up. Now look at this. This is the worst they can ask. And it is easy also. Now look at this. The value of integral minus 2 to 2 f of x dx, where f of x is equal to 1 plus n. Then f of x is equal to 1 plus n when x less than or equal to 0. You can put it as x itself. F of x is equal to 1 plus x when x less than or equal to 0. Then f of x is equal to 1 minus 2x when x greater than or equal to 0. Now what are they trying to tell us? We need to split the limits. Upper limit and lower limit we need to split. I will tell you how. Minus 2 to 2 f of x dx. The function is changing when it is a negative value and it is changing when it is a positive value. So how will you apply? I will write minus 2 to 0. When it is less than 0, what is the function now? 1 plus x dx plus 0 to 2. Remaining is what of 0 to 2. Then what is the function? 1 minus 2x. Get me the answer. Direct integration, get me the answer.
Minus 2.
How much is it? Yes. So first integrate 1 plus x. 1 plus x is how much now? X plus x square. The limit is what? Minus 2 to
X square by 2.
x square by 2. Then limit is what? Minus 2 to 0. Plus 1 minus 2x is what now?
X minus
X minus 2x square divided by 2. The limit is from 0 to 2. Apply the limit. Direct answer. How much you are getting now? Minus 2. That means apply upper limit. That is 0 plus 0. Then minus of minus 2x is how much? The minus 2 instead of x will become minus 2 plus minus 2 the whole square is how much? 4 divided by 2 plus apply the upper limit. Upper limit is how much? 2 minus 2 into anyway 2 cancel. What is remaining? 2 square. That is how much? 4. Now you tell me what is remaining at the end. Minus of minus 2 plus 2 then plus 2 minus 4. How much is the answer? Which is equal to minus 2. Minus 2 minus 2 cancel, plus 2 cancel, then 2 and minus 4 get cancelled. What is remaining? 2 is remaining. Then this formula you can keep a note. I'm not telling it is very necessary, but keep a note of the formula. Now I will teach you some shortcuts. Okay. Special definite integral formula. When it is of the form integral from a to b x raised to n divided by x raised to n plus a plus b minus x the whole raised to n form. Answer is what? The b minus a divided by 2. That means upper limit minus lower limit divided by 2. Now look at it. We will check whether it is right or not. Now here n value is how much here in this question? 1 by 2. Now look at this a plus b. Is a plus b equal to 2 here? Yes, a plus b is equal to 2 here. Then n is equal to how much here? That is also 1 by 2. Then everywhere it is following the same method, right? Now what is the answer now? B minus a divided by 2. Upper minus lower. That is how much? 2 minus 0 divided by 2. What is the answer? 1. Easy method. If it is of this form, if you know this, you can answer this way. Otherwise, you will use the normal method to get the answer. It will take some time. Okay. Next one. Have you studied about this? This integration by substitution is another important topic, just like parametric differentiation. Okay. Now, we need to assume some values, and based on that assumption, we will be doing the question. That is the basic meaning of that. For example, here, integral 1 to 2 or 2 from 1 to 2, 2x divided by 1 plus x square dx. How to integrate this? I'll tell you the steps. First question I'll tell you, second question you do. We will assume the denominator is how much now? 1 plus x square is equal to t. What is it? 1 plus x square is equal to t. Then we are going to find certain value. I'll tell you what value also is that. Now take the derivative, differentiate. differentiating both sides. That means
2x dx equal
2x is equal to dt by dx. Now from this we will cross multiply this, then 2x dx is equal to what? dt. Now people, what is this 2x dx then? dt. So can I write integral 1 to 2 dt divided by, instead of 1 plus x square, what we will write?
t.
T. Now what is integral of 1 by t dt da? That is nothing but log t. But instead of t, what you will put?
1 plus x.
1 log of 1 plus x square. The entire thing is from what to what? 1 to 2. Apply the limit, people. Now log of 1 plus 2 square is how much? 5. Minus log of 1 plus 1 is how much? 2. So answer is what? The log of 5 by 2. Just tell me. No, direct answer is there. Answer is what? The option A, log of 5 by 2. People, did you understand? So what are we doing? We will make some assumption. This is equal to t. This is equal to y. Sorry, is that a, b, c, d, whatever you want to assume, you assume, then take the derivative and substitute.
So what about the constant?
Constant for definite integral, is there any constant? No. When we take upper limit minus lower limit, anyway the constants will get cancelled off. C and C will get cancelled off. Now you tell me, what assumption you are going to take? As an individual, what is the assumption you are going to take?
Plus log x equal to 1.
T is equal to 1 plus log x. One more thing, if I take log x is equal to t, sometimes it will complicate our problem. So what we will do, assume 1 plus log x is equal to what? The t. Then you tell me what is the taking derivative on both sides. Then derivative of log x is how much? The 1 by x. 1 by x. What is derivative of t? That is dt by dx. Now cross multiply. 1 by x dt dx is equal to what? dt. Now can you tell me this entire thing? 1 by x into dx is what? That is nothing but our dt. So can I write integral dt divided by t square? So tell me the answer. T square is how much? You will write it as t raised to minus 2 into dt. How much is it?
Minus
Anyway, 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1 is there. Then t raised to minus 2 plus 1 should be there. What is the answer? T raised to minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 divided by minus 1. So minus 1 divided by what? T is your answer. Instead of t, what are you going to put? 1 plus log x. So answer is what? Option C is your answer. Done? Yes. Next one. Another important formula. Integral of e raised to x into f of x plus f dash x dx is equal to how much? When it is of the form integral e raised to x into f of x plus f dash x into dx, answer is what? The e of x, e raised to x into f of x plus c. Look at this here. First term, e raised to x. Then f of x is how much? The 1 by x. What is the derivative of 1 by x? That is nothing but minus 1 by x square. So is it of this form? Is it of this form? Yes. So we can write it as integral will be how much? E raised to x f of x. Instead of f of x, what are you going to put? 1 by x. From what to what? 1 to 2. Apply the limit, people. So apply the upper limit, that is e raised to 2 into 1 by 2 minus e raised to 1, that is e. That is all done. What is the answer now? Take e common, then what is remaining? E by 2 minus 1. Option A is your answer. Now it is only applicable, it is of this form. Whenever e raised to x and f of x is coming into the picture, then only it is applicable, otherwise you cannot do. And I am telling you, if you are getting a question in your examination like this, it will be of this form itself. Okay, yes. Now, integration by parts. Yes, how many of you have learned this one? Okay, integration by parts. So, do you remember our product rule in differentiation? It is another way of writing product rule in integration. Okay, this is type of integrations product rule. When two functions are in product. Okay, now there is something called as I late rule. I is for inverse trigonometric function. We don't want that. Okay, we are ignoring I, or I'll write I late. I is what? The inverse trigonometry function. We don't want that because we are not studying trigonometry. Are you studying logarithm? Are you studying? Okay. Are we having logarithm in syllabus? Yes, we have logarithm in syllabus. So L is required. Then third one is algebraic function. That means whatever x square, x cube, x plus 1, everything will come under that. Then are you studying trigonometry? No. Are you studying exponential function, e raised to x, a raised to x and all? Yes. So we only want this much, 3 function. And the importance is, sometimes in question it will be like this. Integral of x log x. That times we cannot directly go for directly go for integration by parts. We should rearrange them in the preference. Who should be given the preference? First preference for logarithm, second for algebraic, and finally for what? Exponential. So how will you rearrange it? Log x into x dx. Then you should perform the integration by parts. I'll tell you what is integration by parts. For example, integral u v dx. U is a function, v is a function. So the method is very simple. First function, we will write the first function. Then second function is nothing but first integral of v. So u into integral of v minus. Then we will take the derivative of u. Minus derivative of u means we will take derivative d by dx of u. Then into v2. What do you mean by v2? Previously we found one v1, right? We will integrate that v1. Then we will get what? v2. Then plus. What is this u double dash? Derivative of u dash. Then what will be this v3? Integral of v2. Then alternate sign will be there. Minus plus, minus plus. But usually for you guys, it is only applicable till here. The question will get over by this time if a question is there for you. Now look at the question. Is the preference given correctly? LAE. Yes, algebraic is given. Then only the third one is coming. So what is integration by parts? First we will integrate. What is first function? The x. Then integral of e raised to x is how much? E raised to x minus derivative of x. Derivative of x is how much? The 1 into what is integral of e raised to x? Second function's integral. That is how much? The e raised to x. Then plus what is the derivative of this 1? 0. So what is the answer? The x e raised to x minus e raised to x. The entire limit is from what to what? 0 to 1. Apply the limit. 1 into e raised to 1 minus e power 1. That is the upper limit. Minus lower limit. 0 minus e raised to 0. Now e raised to 1 is how much? E. E minus e is how much? The 0. 0 minus of minus e is how much? Minus e raised to 0 is how much?
E raised to 0, 1.
Yes. Answer is 1. Answer is how much? The 1. Now we are going to the final topic, that is partial fraction. Have you studied this partial fraction before? Now look at this. So when the question is given in this manner, there are two methods. Partial fraction, actually if you want to skip, you can skip. Why? Because if you take the differentiation or derivative of the option, you will get the question. Usually partial fraction is a skippable topic, because if you take the derivative of the option, you will get the question anyway. Anyway, both the things you will take time to solve. So solve anyway, that is both are fine, but we will solve one. Look here. Rest of it you can follow the steps I have mentioned. Now this one, integral 6x plus 4 divided by x minus 2 into x minus 3. We will split it. How to split is, that is the first question. We will write it like this, which is equal to integral a divided by x minus 2 dx plus b divided by what, or I will write plus b divided by x minus 3. Now we need to find the value of a and b. Any idea for doing this? What is the first step? No. We made it up. So we cannot cross multiply and ruin the question there. So that is not possible.
Separately we can integrate.
That we can do. If we do the integral directly, we will get it as what? A log of x minus 2 plus b log of x minus 3. But all the option is having the same thing. So we need the value of a and b. You tell me how to do that.
Compare with 6x plus 4. X equal compare with 6x plus 4.
6x plus 4. Yes, how to compare that? To find the value of a. To find value of a. Put x is equal to what? X is equal to 3, sure, pakka? Now we will check that. X is equal to 3. We are checking that. X is equal to 3. Then in the left hand side, we will ignore all the other terms than a term. Now, is that correct? Tell me, is that correct or not? In order to find the value of a, we should put x is equal to 2 and ignore a. What do you mean by ignore a? Terms containing a. We will check. So, if you put 6 into 2 plus 4 divided by. Ignore a means we will not consider this. What is remaining? X minus, that is 2 minus 3. So, a is equal to how much? 12 plus 4 divided by minus 1, that is minus 16. Then, we'll check. Then, in order to find the value of b, you will put x is equal to what? 3. Now I am asking you, why are we putting x is equal to 3 and why are we putting x is equal to 2? Because if we put x is equal to 2 over here, that will become indefinite. If we put x is equal to 3 here, it will become indefinite. Then put x is equal to 3. Then 6 into 3 plus 4 divided by what? Divided by, we will ignore which term? X minus 3, we will, that is 3 minus 2, which is equal to how much? 22 divided by 1. So we have the value of a and b. Rest of it, can you find it? This will be what? A log x minus 2. This will be what? B log x minus 3. Put the value of a and b there. That's your answer. Got the point? That's how you do it. Learn this one. Next one, it's up to you. If you want to learn, you can watch the recorded video and learn the second one. Okay? That is the best method. Rather than I don't want to dump everything to your mind. Learn one thing at least. Anyway, they will not ask this. I am pretty sure they will not ask this for the exam. But they can ask this. That's why I told you. Got it? Yes. Any idea for solving this? We are done. Any idea for solving this? Yes. But will that give you the answer?
Sir, 1 by 1 plus x, we can make
X by 1 plus x. How to integrate x by 1 plus x? Substitution. No, what substitution you will take then? We cannot take substitution. It is of anyway the power is same. Yes. We can, yeah, how to split?
we can take plus 1 minus 1 we can take.
Plus 1 minus 1. Okay, good. That's what I want. Yes. Which is equal to integral. whenever questions are, when the power of numerator and denominator are same, we cannot perform integration by parts. We cannot perform integration by partial fraction. Nothing can be done. That time it is much more easier if you ask me. We will, what is the denominator here? 1 plus x. So what we will do is, we will write 1 minus x. Then we will do one thing, plus 1 minus 1 divided by what? 1 plus x. Now, plus 1 is how much? 2. Minus 1 minus x minus 1 divided by what? 1 plus x. Then I will do one more thing. Integral 2 minus of, can I write it as x plus 1? That can also be written as 1 plus x divided by what? 1 plus x, the entire thing dx. Now you split integral 2 divided by 1 plus x minus integral of 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x is how much? 1. So what is remaining? 1 dx is remaining. Now what is integral of 1 by 2? Integral of 2 divided by 1 by 1, that is 2 into log of 1 plus x minus what? X. Minus x. Correct? Yes. So what is the answer? Yes. Limit is there, right? So we need to apply the limit, that is 0 to 1. Apply the limit. Now I'll tell one interesting thing. 2 into log of what? Log 2 minus 2. Then minus of 2 log what? 1 minus what? Minus what? 0. Yes. Now 2 log 2 can be written as 2 log 2 minus 2. Then log of 1 is how much? Log of 1 is how much? 2 log minus 1 now. 0 to 1. Well, I didn't get that. Which one you are telling? The 1 minus 1 plus 0 only, right? This one. Last step. This step, okay.
2 log 2 minus 1. Log 2 minus 1.
2 log 2. We'll check one second. Oh, here you are telling. Okay. This one is right. Okay. Fine. Yes. Minus into log of 2 log. What is, we are applying 0. That means log of 1 minus 0. Yes. Now log of 1 is how much? 0. 0 is what? 0. Then what is remaining? 2 log 2 minus 1. Now we will check which option is giving you the answer. First option, right? Yes. Now how to split this, you tell me. Yes, plus 3 minus 3. So what we will do? X minus 1 plus 3 minus 3. We will check whether it is right or not. Yes, x plus 3. Now x plus 3 is there. Then what is remaining? Minus 4 is there divided by x plus 3. Now split the limit. That is x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 dx minus integral of 4 divided by x plus 3. X plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is how much? 1. So integral of dx is how much? X minus, can I write it as 4 log x plus 3. That's your answer. Which is the answer? First and third, first and fourth. Just 2 options are there. Both are same. That means option A or D. Yes. So that's your integration. People try to learn this. Try to learn the basics at least. Okay. Try to learn whatever I have covered here. That itself will give you the marks. I am telling you, pretty sure about that. Because everything we have discussed. If you ask me, everything we have discussed. Now we are going to chapter number 3. This